to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the part 2 colour along of the PDF downloadable page from MariolaBudek, and the image is called Tamed Wildness. I will post the link in the description box below and it will take you straight to the site if you do wish to download this PDF download. In part 1 I was concentrating on doing the skin tone, and I was using luminance pencils for part 1, and today I'm going to be concentrating on a rare, and I'm going to be using Fabre castell polychromos for a rare. And as you can already see, I have coloured in a few sections of a rare. Now I've coloured it in just to show you what kind of colour I'm going for and how it's going to turn out, and plus it's just helped me speed up this video a bit. And I didn't want to do a rare in multiple parts because I am going away soon and I won't be able to upload anything in that week that I'm going away, so hopefully I can get the wolf uploaded next week. And please do excuse my nails, I did have them all nice and nail polished, and I have been pottering around the house and I've chipped all my nails, and unfortunately I didn't know I was going to be filming. It was just a spare of the moment thing. My partner decided that he was going out and I decided to do a video while I got the chance. Now here I have done a test page. If you notice, the colours are different. So if you do go over and download this page, you're going to get 3 different colours. You're going to get the sepia, you're going to get the dark grey tone, and then you're going to get the light tone colour. So that's 3 different colours. But as you can see, I've had a little practice on what colour I wanted to do my wolf, which is going to be browns, and it's going to be in polychromos. And I have actually added a cream in there, but I'm really satisfied with how this wolf is coming. I did want to do it browns because I've seen a lot of people do this wolf grey, so I wanted to do something a little bit different on a rare. As you can see, I have practiced 2 different tones, 2 different colours, so I've decided to go with the purpley red because I think the brown would have ended up washing the colour out, because the wolf I've decided to do brown, so I don't want my picture looking all one colour. Right, so I'm just going to get straight into it, and I am going to have to twist my page around, so I'm going to keep twisting it around because I really need to follow the direction of the pieces of hair what I'm doing. And I'm going to list off the colours what I'm using. So I am going with the Fabre castell polychromos, and I'm using red violet, which is 194. I'm going to just give you the names and the number just because I don't think it's going to really focus. And the next is medium flesh, and it's 131. Then we've got light flesh, which is 132, and then we've got the colour black. I'm going to start off with the red violet, and I think I'm going to start off from where I finished, just at the ends, at the bottom of her area. And I am going to have to keep turning you around, so I do apologise. I'm getting this red violet and I'm going to be doing flicking motions. Not so much for the little areas because I don't think they need it, because we have only got a small area to work with, but mainly we're going to be doing flicking motions. We are going to be starting off on layers, so we're going to be doing really light pressure, really light layers, and it's going to take about 3 layers to build that colour up. And I do recommend to start with a sharp pencil and to keep turning your pencil round in your hand, and that way it keeps your pencil sharp, so you've got that sharp point for longer. Now what I'm doing in this little section here is I'm just going to be following the grayscale what's already down. So we've got some grayscale at the top and we haven't at the bottom. So from here I'm going to be doing the darker colours to the lighter just for these little sections, and then I will show you what I've been doing for these big sections. So I'm going to go straight to the middle colour, which is the medium flesh, and just go over towards the white spaces and then come to the light colour, and I'm just going to fill. Oh, my pencil's just dropped there. I do tend to sharpen them to a really sharp point, so my pencils do tend to break when I first use them. So we're just using that light flesh to colour all the highlighted area in, and then we're just going to go straight back to that red violet. It's probably going to do that with the pencils at first because my sharpener, it just really gets to a really sharp point. As soon as you put any pressure on page, it just, the lead goes. And then it'll stay like that. So we've still got that nice sharp point. And I'm just going to keep turning it round. Go back to the medium flash. And just blend out that red violet. And go back over the light flesh. So what I'm going to do is come in with my black in this area because it is a small area, and this is where all the dark bits are from the grayscale. It's not that hard to do on this picture because your grayscale is in there. It's a lot easier than if you were to having to guess your own darkest areas. It's literally already put on the paper for you, so I'm just following the darkest areas over the grayscale. When I do the flicks, I am not all putting them in the same length. And that's all that is for that little bit of area. I hope I'm not shadowing you too much. You can always go back over when you've done the whole thing, because normally when I've completed a picture or the actual hair, I might look at some pieces and think, oh yeah, I'm going to go back in and darken this bit up. So now we're going to do this strand, and as you can see we've got two grayscaled bits at the side. So I'm going to go in with the red violet, and this is basically all that I have done on all these pieces here. So you'll be able to do the exact same thing. And when I'm doing my flicks, I do try to go in the direction of the picture of the hair, so it's kind of curved. So I'm going to start from the bottom and flick to a curve, and then follow the grayscale and leave this white area highlighted. I am planning on uploading part 2 next week, and then the week after that I'm away and I won't be uploading anything for a week, so it'll be over a week. I think it's from 24th, so the week starting from 24th I will not be uploading anything, and I will then come and do any other parts what I need finishing the week when I get back. Hopefully I can get this hair done in this video, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. where I am today, it is been boiling. It's so hot. I've had fan on earlier and I've had to turn it off to do this video, and honestly just sat here now I am really sweating. It is just so muggy. There don't seem to be any air whatsoever. No breeze out. I did have a walk to my mum's earlier on, and I had to walk up a main road, and on the way back, honestly, I thought I were going to conk out. It was that hot. Definitely really stifling day today. One of them days where you have to drink plenty of water. So all as I've done is done the flicking motion, and I've just followed the grayscale. I've not done all the flicks the same length, and you can see this highlighted area is where we're going to start with the medium flesh. So with the medium flesh, I am going halfway from where I've put the darker colour, and I'm just fetching it into this white area, but not all of it. So we are leaving some white. Again, I'm not doing hard pressure. That way it's gonna let me have the space and the layers on the paper, so I can get about 3 layers, because that's all I really need to do. But then if I wanted to add more black or more areas, it's going to allow me to do that. So if I wanted to add black, over where I've already put the layers, is what I meant to say, it will allow me to do that, because I'm not putting too much of a pressure on to begin with. So we're just running this light flesh all the way into the highlight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to add my black, and again, really light flicks. So some shorter than others. I probably will go back in with the black when all the hair's done, because I probably will end up seeing areas where I want to be darker once the whole thing's done. So it does give off this nice colour. The paper that I'm using as well is the Winsor & Newton heavyweight cartridge paper, and I really like this paper because it allows me to do watercolour and everything on it, but it has got a lot of tooth, so it does allow me to put more layers on this paper, but it also takes a lot to blend. If you're using a thinner, smoother paper, you should be able to easily fill out them white spaces just by going back with your colours without having to use a blender pencil. But if you do struggle and you need to use a blender pencil at the end just to blend any white spaces out, which I probably will with it being really gritty paper because it has got a lot of tooth on it. But for now, I'm just going to use the colours and the pencils and see how it looks. Yeah, I'm really liking that colour. And now I'm going to start from this bit. So I'm going to turn you around again. I do apologise, but it is very awkward for me. If you're like me and you do smudge over certain areas, don't worry about it, because I'm just going to erase it after this video. And it's going to be getting coloured in this anyway, but I probably will have to erase some little bits here and there where I always go over. I am really clumsy when it comes to not going over lines sometimes. So I'm just following the grayscale, what's already down, with this darkest red violet, and that is all I'm doing. It is a bit tedious doing hair because I do have to layer it up. So I'm going to go in with my medium flash. And I'm just going to fill this little bit here all with the medium flash because it would be darker there. And then we're going to go with the light flash. This is actually the first time I've used my polychromos in ages. I hadn't used them. I don't know why. I think it's just because with all other pencil I've used, I don't want to be buying single stock pencils all the time to replace them. But I just haven't used them for a while. So it's nice for a change. So I'm just filling this area in with the the light flash. And then I'm going to go back in with the darkest colour, which is the violet red. Just go back with that medium flash, just to blend that red out a bit, and then I'm going to go in with black and darken this area up. And I don't want it too dark, I don't want that black to be too prominent, so I'm just doing little flicks. So I'm going to blend that in with the red violet. And back in with that red violet. And I'm just going to try to fill in any gaps in this bit. I'm just going to start to colour this in a bit. It's going to be a dark area. Right, what area do I want to do now? So I think I'm going to work on this bit here and get these little awkward bits done first. I say awkward bits because they're smaller areas and we've got all this detailing round here. I'm wanting to get that out of the way. So back to the red violet. And again, following the grayscale, as you can see, we've got the grayscale coming down, and then we're going lighter at the bottom here. So I'm just going to follow that grayscale and start off lightly. And I'm just going to fetch this grayscale up as well, so I'm going to get that filled in. Just going to try to twist my pencil around. Your flicks don't have to be perfect. As well, I'm trying to rush it a bit more than normal. If you were doing this at home, you could take a lot more time on it. Do it a lot neater than what I'm doing it. So I'm going to go in with the medium flesh. Just blend over all the red violet, and then I'm going to take the light flesh and we'll get them highlighted areas. If you wanted to, and you wanted to leave a little white space rather than fill it in, you could do that. Or you could just take a white pencil and go over the highlighted areas. But to be honest, I think that the highlight is good enough on this. Depending on what mood and what picture I do, sometimes I do leave a little bit of a white space. But for this, I don't think it were necessary. This is how I wanted it to look. And we're going in with the second layer for that dark colour, which is the red violet. I'm actually really excited today as well, because we did have an holiday booked and it got cancelled because what's gone off with the COVID and everything. The company that we booked it, we went bust and it got cancelled, and obviously we weren't sure whether we wanted to go anyway. And we were supposed to be going, I think it were a couple of weeks ago now, we were supposed to be going. But my lovely partner has just gone and booked 4 days away at the same hotel in Torquay where we were originally going. So I'm so excited to be going. It's also COVID safe as well. I think they're going to be fetching like our breakfast, instead of having it downstairs with everybody else, they're going to be fetching it to our room. And we're not planning on being around people anyway. There's only me and him that are off. We're off on our own, so it's turned out pretty well, because it was originally a family holiday and we were going to be going with his mum and dad and his daughter and his sister and her husband, and now it's just me and him. So it has turned out better in a way, because we get to spend some quality time together. So we're not planning on going around many people, we're planning on just keeping to our sense and wearing masks where needed and stuff like that. Right, I think I'm going to be now going on these little areas here. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see that a bit better. So we've got a little bit of grayscale in this area, so we're just going to put a little bit down there and down there, but mostly the grayscale's on this side. It's quite easy to follow when it's got grayscale in. So I'm just starting off lightly. As you can see, I'm not doing anything neat. If you wanted to do it a lot neater than me, take more time at it. But because it's a little area, it's going to be mostly dark anyway, this bit. It's not going to make much of a difference. I'm trying to work out if that is a part of a rare in this bit here. I think what I'm going to do is fill this in on this bit as if it's part of a rare, because I'm not sure whether it is or it isn't. So I'm just going to fill this in. Because I think it is. So this is going to be pretty dark around here. So I'm going to make this area darker here and just have it highlighted there, because they are small areas. So with that medium colour, as well with this bit, I'm not going to put the light flesh in neither. I don't think it's needed. It is roughly a dark area. So going back to that red violet. So if you do get any small areas, just don't bother with your light flesh, just use the red violet, the medium flesh, and then go in with the black, because they are going to be darker anyway. Then back with this medium flesh, and I'm just going to fill it all in. Blend over the whole thing, just to blend over this, any white bits, and then we're going to go in with black. So with the black, going to have to keep turning round a little bit here. I'm just going to turn this all the way around because I want to follow the direction. And I have gone over that little bit there, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So we are going to go back over here, and then we're going to go back in with our violet red just to blend that black out a bit. Just going to add a little bit more black here. I do apologise for rambling to myself. So that's all we're doing, just getting it to how dark you want it, basically. And then you can go over and try to get as close as you can just to this ornament here in a rare clip. Don't worry if you do smudge, just erase it. We are going to be colouring over it. I'm just going to twist it round.